morning, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday morning real estate marketing show with Ruthie Rocks, Ruth Allbrand. And my name is Marketing Max. Today is episode 110.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah, we already hit another 10 episodes into the hundreds. So what's on the docket today with the stats in Vegas, Ruth?
Well, the big news is that we're selling 90 homes a day this year so far. So we're outpacing last year by about 10 to 11 homes a day. That's always exciting. Yes.
Yeah.
We've sold about 3,433 homes. And the average price, average now, not median, is $327,683.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay.
Last year the median was about 317, and
median or last year median or average? You gave us average, and then
average. I'm sorry,
okay.
Average last year was 317, but at the end of the year, it's just about the median. But anyway, that's the good news. But since we are selling more homes, our inventory is down to around 7,400 available single-family homes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Right.
Less than 10,000 now. Okay.
Well, if you think if we're selling 3,433 homes, in the first 39 days of the year, we don't have much inventory.
Mm-hmm. So what is that, like 2 months, 2.5 months?
1.5.
Roughly?
Right.
1.5. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah. At the rate we're going, I think that's probably going to be just a little over 2 months.
2 months. Okay.
Yeah.
So that we're in a shortage right now. Then
we're going demand. To be, yes.
Yeah.
And the iBuyer platforms are still up there, and when you look at the stats, they're in the top 10 for this year. The iBuyer platforms are in 4 of the top 10. And Jillian Batchelor is number 12, and Aaron Taylor is number 13. So we've got a couple flippers in the top 10. We have a 1%er in the top 10. But for the most part, we don't have our regular agents in the top 10.
Sure. So, and this is year to date, Ruth?
Yes, year to date.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
So there's still some work need to be done here, obviously, but that spells a lot of opportunity for some people who are really going to take this year and the strategies that we talk about on this show really to heart. So
one of the things, talking about strategies, I mean, we have over 200 home developments here going on, and I would just encourage people to get out there and take videos of you at a new home track and start maybe I would start telling people that I can help them, decide which homes are best for them, so they don't have to look at 200 different developments and be their new home resource, perhaps.
Sure.
And I'm saying that because of the low inventory.
Yeah, absolutely. And become a specialist and really categorize the homes and the new home builders and really talk about what the specialty is. And is there a statistic on when people move here? I mean, what are some of the key features that they're looking for in a home? I know when my wife and I were looking at a home for 5 years ago, I mean, we wanted a double master, home with a master bedroom downstairs and a master upstairs to accommodate, our new family situation. I'm wondering if people can go out there, make it easy for people to find kind of like these specialty requests, right? And then shoot videos around them.
Exactly. And that's a great idea, Max. And their agents can use the MLS and pick features of homes that have sold in the past 90 days and see what features people are actually, what's most popular.
Sure. Okay.
So they can use the stats in the MLS and do some searching and then talk about that. And maybe it's cul-de-sacs, maybe it's pools are about 50-50. Downstairs masters are big because people have their their in-laws or outlaws.
Right.
And then, of course, the seniors like the single-family homes. So, there's 30% of the people that live here are seniors. So That's a biggie. And the people that are moving here from California, that's increased. We're almost up to 1,800 to 2,000 a month coming here from California.
Wow.
And then we have Florida, Utah, and Arizona. So so when you're doing your targeting, it's a good idea to not only target what people want, but where they're coming from.
Where they're coming from, right?
Yeah. So that's really the key to advertising, is targeting and branding yourself as someone who's out there, that maybe the new home scout, let's call it.
Right. And you can contextualize, your messaging, is because if you say, like, if you're coming from California and talk about all the reasons why people are moving out of California, or if you're coming from Texas and talk about all the things why people are moving from Texas and what they're looking for here in Utah. I mean, when you say that in the ad, it makes it a little bit more powerful.
Oh, it's very powerful, Max. And in our class this week, that was one of the things that we talked about, contextual content. And so you may do the same ad 5 times and just shout out to, hey, Californians, or hey, Arizonans, and target those people, and you will get so much more engagement. It's amazing how that works.
Yeah, absolutely, because they can self-identify very easily. The one thing more and more I realize about marketing is that if you make it easy for people to understand your message and what you're trying to say, like plainly and simply and directly, the better. Yes. The more vague you are, it's a swipe. We live in a scroll and swipe world in social media, and so if they can't get what you're talking about within the first 3 seconds, it's your message is pretty much over. They still see you, so still do it, right? Yeah. But if you can make it more concise and more targeted and more contextual, it'll capture attention a lot more.
Thumb stoppers, we call them.
Right. There we go. That's good.
Yeah. So first of all, if you say I'm from California, and then you say I've got this, I'm showing you this new home with a master down, 4 bedrooms, and it's only 350,000. It's located in close to the new stadium, but not too close. Right. I mean, just say something that's going to grab their attention. And it's like I tell everybody else, not everybody's looking all the time, so keep running that same boost or ad every day.
Sure. Yeah.
And you'll capture the people that want what you are offering, and then you really targeted the person who is a warm lead, I call them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody that buys into what you're offering is warm.
Right. Yeah. And then start targeting real estate agents from those metropolitan areas too. Like LA,
absolutely.
Phoenix. I mean, make yourself the go-to referral person and specialist for Las Vegas, and you can't leave those people out, because they have clients too that they're willing to refer, but they want to have the trust in somebody that's going to really take care of them.
So what I tell everybody in class is do a live video on LinkedIn, because that's where you're going to find a lot of agents, and do a live video and say, this month for Valentine's Day special, I'm going to offer 30% referral. Please send me anyone who's moving to Vegas, and you'll make 30%, and they'll get service they deserve by people they can trust. I mean, that's simple. And I've done that. John's already had 2 referrals this year so far from me doing that. So it really works, but you have to have connections. You have to have consistency. You have to engage. So those are just the tips that you have to do. Right. And I want to say hi to Leslie. Leslie, good morning. Leslie, we want to have you on our show, so let me know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Tell us what you've been such a loyal listener and follower for so long now. And we'd love to hear what you've kind of garnered and anything that you've executed, and the success and the results that you've been able to produce. So
yeah,
come on the show.
Yeah, Leslie's a broker, and she has good agents that work for her, and great training. She's a go-to person. If you need something, she knows everything. She's really sweet too. And then I want to say hi to Alina. Alina, your son was in our class this week. He's a joy. Oh my gosh. I think he's the only one that laughs at my jokes. He's nice, really nice fella. I really enjoyed him. So we had a great class.
All right, fantastic.
Just so you know. Oh, so there's things going on here. Some changes that I want to talk about. Let's see. Let me start with, where should we start? Let's start with the MGM Sphere, or the Madison. I always say that, Madison Square Garden Sphere. So they've added some money to their project, and if anybody doesn't know what it is, it's going to be quite an entertainment facility, and it's in the shape of a sphere. And
it's right behind the Venetian, right? Right behind.
Right behind, yeah. And it's they just rose the cost of it 38%. So now it's going to to $1.66 billion.
Wow.
It's state of the art. It's going to hold 17,000. It has 17,000 seats, and it's going to be all about entertainment. So it's a sphere. It's going to have the best sound anywhere.
That's what they say. That was like the claim to fame is going to be the most like acoustically efficient entertainment arena in the world. In the world,
yeah. And of course, the Las Vegas Sands Corporation is contributing $75 million toward those additional costs. Yeah, because they really believe it's going to be a big boost to the convention city that we are as well.
Sure.
Yeah. And anyway, I'm anxious. I mean, it's a mystery to me. I'm anxious to, and I think everybody else probably feels the same way. They want to go and explore and enjoy, this type of entertainment. I mean, I can't imagine.
I just hope they figure out the whole traffic and parking situation back there, because it is. I don't know if anybody's been down to the link lately, but it is a little bit of a mess right now. But I can't wait. Hopefully they'll figure that all out.
Well, yeah, a lot of we get so many people that fly here, and so they have they use Uber and they use the taxis. It's still hard to get a taxi sometimes when there's a couple of events going on in town. So a lot of the people utilize the public transportation as opposed to having to park, because it's hard. I mean, we get 100,000 new people here every day minimum, and so. If everybody brought their cars, that would be a real problem.
Yeah, if you're local and you want to go down to the link, yes, Uber, or park somewhere down the strip and then walk. Because if you try to park at the link, it's a little bit of a maze to get into the parking area right now.
Yeah, it really is. And we continue to have changes in Vegas. William Lyons just sold their development company, and an Arizona home builder bought it for $2.5 billion. And if you're familiar, out here in Summerlin, they are building a development called Affinity, and it is a lot of these units. They're attached units. They're 3 stories, and they really are. The millennials love them. They love the type of lifestyle that is there, and they are selling like hotcakes. So,
are they like 3 units together or 2 units together?
More. Some of them are more. I think I've seen as many as 4 attached, but they're 3 stories.
So they're like almost like row homes.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But they're beautiful, and they're very contemporary. And like I said, the millennials are really gravitating toward them. And Taylor Morrison Home Corp is out of Arizona, and that's the company that bought William Lyons. And Taylor Morrison is the 5th largest builder now in the United States with this acquisition.
Wow.
So, yeah, I love William Lyons homes.
Yeah, well, they've always been the kind of like, I mean, not quite the Toll Brothers type of reputation and quality and in that level, but right up there though. I've walked through many William Lyon homes, and you can tell the difference in the quality of the construction and the amenities that come with the homes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had a friend of mine that almost bought one, and then she decided to move to Phoenix or Scottsdale instead. And I miss her dearly, and I would have loved if she would have been that close. She was one of my boot camp friends.
Right,
Amara,
right.
her name was
Right.
Amaris, and we still chat, and she still comes to the Golden Knights games because she has
Mm,
season tickets.
okay.
But anyway,
Wow.
she almost bought one.
You're right. Why
Yeah.
would anyone move to Vegas or move to Phoenix and leave Vegas? Come on now. Come on.
Uh, yeah.
Well,
Um,
different
no
life, I
comment.
guess.
I know why she moved. So
Okay.
yeah. Um, Another piece of news for everybody: the Stations Casino owns about 380 acres around Las Vegas, and they just put 56 acres on the market. And it's a Cactus in Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah, South
Uh,
Side town.
yeah, well, right close to the Raider Stadium.
Well, yeah, down this.
So,
Yeah, sure.
and I didn't get the price on it, um, but they're looking to sell a lot of their dirt right now. And I don't know if anybody can see this. They've got a lot of parcels
Mm,
around the city, and I'm going to post this on my personal page and on Agent Formula so people can see it.
sure.
But yeah, it's the northwest corner of Vegas Boulevard and Cactus Avenue.
Okay.
So they own 71 acres on Durango. I don't know if anybody has seen.
Like
I think they
South
have a,
Durango?
yeah, just south of the 215 Beltway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So right before
yeah.
you get to the what's the
Plus
development down there? The big development,
Southern Highlands.
Roads Ranch,
Well, that too.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right around there. And then they also own 45 acres around Inspirada. They own 105 acres on Tropicana. And let's see, that one's just west of Interstate I-15.
Mm,
58 acres on the northwest corner of Flamingo and Town Center,
hmm.
which I personally think they're probably going to sell that next.
The Flamingo in Town Center.
Only because, here's my reasoning, see what you all think, but I think that a home developer is going to want that land.
Sure, because it's like it's kind of a crazy piece of land in the middle of like a developed area.
Yeah.
So
It's just perfect for a home developer. So we'll see what happens with that 58 acres.
right,
And then up off of Cow Canyon Road, they own 40 acres.
yeah, on the
I
north
don't
side
know
of
how
town.
soon they'll be selling that because I don't know if that's appreciated as much as the other acreage that they've purchased. And then they have 5 acres off of Fremont Street, which I think I think they'll probably do something with that.
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. It's south of
Got it.
Charleston. So, that's a couple things that are going on around Las Vegas.
Mhm.
I'm really excited that a new builder's coming to town, and one that is the fifth largest builder now in the United States, the one that bought William Lyons. I think
Lines.
that's going to be really big for us.
But I have a question. I mean, you've been in Vegas long enough to, I don't know if you know that area, but right around that Flamingo, town center area, or even like Desert Inn and Durango, Desert
Yeah,
Inn and like Buffalo, right? There's that huge area where there's a hole in the ground where they
right.
take dirt. What is that? Like, is it just like what is that piece of land? They have fences all on top of it. I mean, you really can't see into it necessarily, but there's always speculation on what that piece of land is.
Well, I think that one of the paving companies has been using
Mm,
that dirt for years,
right.
you
Okay.
know. Uh, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they'd ever fill it, or I mean, they're not going to fill it with water, right?
Right. And that's
Yeah.
the odd thing about that piece of land, because it's right smack in the center of, town, and
Yeah.
everything's developed around it. It's weird that they use that. I mean, I guess, whatever 30 years or 20 years ago when they used that plot of land, there was nothing on that side of
Nothing.
town yet.
I
But
was
now,
here then.
right. And now, I mean, it's just kind of weird. I'm like, well, how are they gonna ever, I mean, this is like a weird spot for, because Desert Breeze is right there, the big park is right
Yes.
there, and so I don't know, maybe they make into a reservoir.
Yeah, that might be a good video to do and ask people what they think is going to happen to it. I'd like to hear what other people think.
Right. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering, if anyone ever flies a drone over there and get some video, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, good idea. Good idea.
Get licensed though, and city ordinance permission. So
Yeah.
before you do that,
In Atlanta, they had Dante's Down the Hatch. And Dante was actually a person in Atlanta. And he put a ship, an old ship, underground. And so you would go down into the ship, which was
okay.
underground. So somebody could bring maybe something like that and
Yeah.
put there, and it would be an amusement area with restaurants or something like that, and call it Underground Las Vegas.
Right. Well, yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I'm curious. We'll see how it eventually ends. I always joke with my wife, like that's the entrance to the underground military facilities that they're doing testing on. So,
Wow, yeah,
hiding in plain sight, as they say.
Yes, yeah. So, just a totally different question off the wall. I just thought of, Max, since you keep up with the financial industry. Did the events, the political events this week, impact the market at all?
Not really that much. I mean, we take a look at what's happening right now in the marketplace, and the stock market doesn't seem to really care at this point, right? So fundamentally, everything in our economy is very strong. So there's no, this whole coronavirus thing, which has shut down a lot of places in China, and we're hearing numbers out here. I mean, probably the numbers are a little bit bigger than what China's reporting out to us, but
yeah.
I want to put everybody in some perspective on this whole coronavirus. So they say like told now is like right around 600 people have died from this coronavirus deal.
Yeah.
And over, let's say 60,000 people have been diagnosed with some type of symptoms of this coronavirus. But in America alone, last year in 2018, 2 years ago, 60,000 people died of just the regular flu, right? And over 600,000 people were diagnosed with the common flu. And so, I mean, to put things in perspective, I mean, this coronavirus thing, it's serious. The reason why the CDC and the World Health Organization is paying attention, because it's something that they haven't really seen before, and it's new, and they don't want it to be a huge outbreak. And that's why they're trying to contain it right now, to keep an eye on it. But from a worldwide impact perspective, and even just in China in general, they're doing the precaution because they're obviously their country is so dense in the populations in which they're populated. And so this virus could spread rapidly, and they're taking precautions. But 1 million people die of smoking every year in China.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Related health issues. So, I mean, we're far from it being something that, wipes out a half of China, 1.5 billion people. But, 24-hour news network, and this is the power of news and the power of media right now, is that, they take one thing and they sensationalize it, and it explodes, and people perpetuate it. And, now people everywhere is talking about it. I think it's hilarious that they named it the coronavirus. I don't know how you came up with it. And so I've seen a couple of memes about beers and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting. But geopolitically, with the whole caucus thing in Iowa, I mean, that really didn't matter. And then, Trump obviously got acquitted this week. So that was that was a piece of uncertainty that got removed from the marketplace. So actually, the marketplace likes that kind of stuff when uncertainty gets removed, and now we don't have to worry about him getting impeached. And we should have never worried, because no president has ever been impeached, especially by their own party. So
yeah, so it certainly was quite a week.
A lot of news this week.
A lot of news. And on the Be Social Savvy front, we have now got live streaming for our training center. And so we actually did a trial run with our class this week. And Max, thank you for chiming in. We had some audio issues. We've got those about 50% fixed. I want a little bit better audio than we've got.
Yeah. And you're going to have to use like lavalier mics, wireless lavalier mics.
Right.
Kane's got to put them on, and then and probably remote mics if everyone makes a comment, in the class, asks a question. That's probably going to be how it's going to be done, because if you just do a boom, it's going to capture everything in the room, and it sounds like you're, they're in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we're going to fix that. And that's not a big fix. But
no.
the neat thing is, and just to tell everybody who's watching, um, the ability to live stream allows us to offer our training, not just to the number of seats we have in our training center, but to other people who are interested in learning what we teach. And for instance, Jimmy Dague is going to be doing 3 CE required credits course of listings. He's going to talk about listings on Monday. We're already overbooked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's just amazing. We try to keep tabs on it so that we know that if 30 people sign up, maybe 25 will show up, but 54 people signed up before we could just shut it down. So we've got to do some damage control this weekend and call some people and say, I don't think there's going to be room. But anyway, so we'll be able to live stream classes like that. Now, when we live stream a class that has CE credits that are required, those credits that you have to get the credits, you have to be present in the classroom. However, you can still learn.
Sure.
You can still have the opportunity to learn about listings. And Jimmy Dague and I have lots of classes scheduled this coming year that will be very interesting, above and beyond getting the CE credits. So that's going to be cool for our Be Social Savvy platform, where people can actually tune in and learn something.
Absolutely. In the comfort of your own home.
Yeah. Right. And you can stop it and start it, so all kinds of things that go along with live streaming. And we chose this venue versus a webinar because people can still make comments, right? Because we're still live on Facebook or live on YouTube. People can still make comments, and we can still ask people to hold their questions or comment and ask questions, and we'll answer them at the end of the show. So it's going to be a very, very useful tool for us, for our training center. So we're excited about it.
And access, easy access to the training.
Yes.
From wherever you are with an internet connection. So
yeah. And so speaking about, I'm going to segue a little bit to some events that are coming up. We've been here about a half hour already. So Pinky Knows Naples is going to be doing a webinar on the 13th about her videos and about how to do video. And then on February 28th, from 10 to 1, Pinky is going to be doing a class at our training center about Instagram stories and how you get traction and how you get leads from Instagram stories. So that's going to be probably a very popular class. I believe it's already on our calendar. So if you want to go ahead and sign up now, I would advise that you do it, because it will probably sell out as well.
Yeah, fantastic.
And one other announcement I want to make, another one of our mentors on our Be Social Savvy is Chelsea Pites, and she just came out with her book, and it's What to Post.
Right.
And she is a social media guru, national speaker, and I bought about 10 books to give away this week to lucky people that are in our classes.
Fantastic.
We'll have a drawing. And I'm really going to promote her and Pinky throughout this month, because they're both doing so many fantastic things for the real estate industry of realtors, because this stuff is difficult. You can YouTube and Google anything, but when you learn from people who are in real estate and who are doing it just for real estate, you get the right tactics and strategies so that you can make social media work for you.
Exactly. The great thing about both of them, both Pinky and Chelsea, is that they're practitioners of what they're talking about too. Like, they're doing it on a daily basis. Chelsea does some great videos, both on LinkedIn and on her Facebook, and now she's trying to go on TikTok and stuff like that. So Yeah, I keep hearing more and more about TikTok, and Gary's, really kind of talking about it much more right now, which means, the momentum's already there. I mean,
Yes.
so, uh, but so she's, both of them practitioners, they're doing it, and they're doing it specifically, like Ruth said, for the real estate industry. Actually, I think the name of her book, Chelsea Pites' book, is, what to post for real
Yeah.
estate.
Yeah.
I mean, I think underneath is for real estate specifically.
Exactly. And it goes into building your brand, which we've had her on our show, and she's talked about her five things that you need to do to build your brand. And then she goes into building your content, which we really teach a lot about that in our classes as well. And then build your reach, and all those things put together can really, and her perspective can really help people maybe understand more about social media. Because I still,
Absolutely.
when I teach my classes, I still think that some people don't really understand the power of social media. And even though we take a fire hose and we just about flush them out with all the statistics, I
Right.
think we had a great student this week, Kayvon. His name is Kayvon, and Kayvon made a great point that sometimes we don't do what our consumers are doing, so we think they're not doing it. Does that make sense?
Right.
So we tend not to do it because we think nobody's doing it, but they are doing it.
Right.
I mean, people
There's
are.
always a subset of people doing something, and that's why these platforms exist, or else they'd be gone.
Yeah, I mean, the average person clicks on 8 ads on Facebook every day.
Wow.
I mean, that's incredible, especially if you're advertising Las Vegas and that you're the new home scout for them, or you've got the relocation guide to give them. I mean, just so many things that you can do. And I still would love to see some more people in the top 10 of our stats in Las Vegas that are using social media.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so because the iBuyer platforms are everywhere. They're on TV, and I just understand a new one just came to town, and I've never heard of this one before. I think this one's out of Arizona, like iHome or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're not going to stop. They're taking a percentage of our market, at least 10%. But when you see that out of the top 10, 40% are iBuyer platforms, and that's 40% of the top 10 transactions out of 3,400 transactions. I don't like that, everybody. We need to get on social media.
All right. So what Ruth is trying to say, let's just go on offense, right? And kind of utilize the platform, the technology that we have out there to put your brand and your name out there to stay in front of the people that are looking for homes, so that they think about you and not one of these iBuyer platforms. So
Exactly. So I'm anxious to read Chelsea's book, and I'm anxious to, insert some of her wisdom into our classes. And we have tons of content, which is what her book is around.
Sure.
So Agent Formula has been built on content with videos and blogs and informative information about Las Vegas. And we continue to report what's going on in Vegas, which is content. And with us having Las Vegas, and you've talked about this a lot, I mean, it's a free brand, and everybody knows what it is, who it is, and we're one of the fastest growing states in the United States. So we've got a perfect storm here.
Exactly. And what happens here only happens here. Yes. In Las Vegas.
I meant to say that last week and I said it wrong, and then you caught me, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's the new slogan for Las Vegas now. It went from what happens here stays here to what happens here only happens here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I mean, there's nothing like it.
Nothing like it. And the draft, I'm excited to see the NFL draft this year. How this town is going to be turned upside down because of it. Right. But we're going to see that. So,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you announce the next social media classes? I
Well,
know.
we have so many classes. What I'm going to do is put the website here where people need to go um, and see all the classes that we have. Agentformula.com. We have classes every week. We're doing some type of class. The first week of every month, we do the 3-day Social Media Strategy Academy with tactics and strategies to from LinkedIn to Facebook to live video. And then every Thursday thereafter, we do a follow-up class with that for people to come in, and actually we give them scripts to do videos so that they can use videos in their advertising. And we show them how you do it and what you do and so on and so forth. So that's every Thursday. And then every other Wednesday, we do agent formula training to show people how to utilize the website. And then twice a month, we have Jimmy Day come in and do CE classes. And those hopefully we'll get that to one a week. And then at the February 28th from 10 to 1, Pinky's going to do Instagram stories and show you how to use it in your real estate to generate leads. So a lot going on all the time. The best thing to do is to go on agentformula.com and you can register. Just click the link and register and save your seat.
Absolutely. All right. Any last words before we end the show today, Ruth?
Well, it's wedding week in Las Vegas.
That's right.
Yeah, it's wedding week. Valentine's Day is on Friday. I would imagine that a lot of people are going to be here, even though there's that coronavirus scare. I don't know how many. I think it's going to dissipate as time goes on.
I'm sure.
As far as attracting people to come here, because I don't think anybody here has gotten it yet, have they?
I don't think so. I mean, not in Vegas.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so it's Valentine's week.
Yes.
Friday's Valentine's Day. One of the most popular days of the year, wherein people come here to get married.
Right. So shoot a video. Go out and shoot a video about it.
Absolutely. Yes. Stir it up, and people will be interested, and maybe go and take a video of a wedding chapel.
Exactly. If you're looking to get married and want to move here to Las Vegas, I'm the specialist to help you find your home. I mean, that's the contextual nature of what we're talking about, right? Exactly. Use events, use self-identification, but use events like this to say something, and people will pay attention because it's on their mind.
Right. Yes.
All
well,
right.
It's time to go.
Yeah. Thank you, Leslie, for joining in. Thank everybody for joining in. And we will talk to you both or everybody next week. See us both next week.
Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Don't forget to send somebody a rose. Tell somebody you love them. And we love you guys.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.